You're listening to the Microsoft Innovation Podcast, where we explore the intersection of people, business, and technology. This year, we're adding a new show to our lineup, The AI Advantage, to help you learn the skills you need to thrive in the AI era.
Welcome to the MVP Show. My intention is that you listen to the stories of these MVP guests and are inspired to become an MVP and bring value to the world through your skills. If you have not checked it out already, I do a YouTube series called How to Become an MVP. The link is in the show notes. With that, let's get on with the show. Today's guest is from the Democratic Republic of Congo. He works as an urban of roads and drainage as an IT and map designer. He was first awarded as MVP in 2024. He is interested in data analysis, cloud computing, and administration. He's passionate about leveraging IT tools to turn ideas into innovative solutions that reshape the workplace. You can find links to his bio and socials in the show notes for this episode. Welcome to the show, Pascal.
Hi, thank you, Mark. Thank you. It's honor here to be among your guest speaker. Becoming an MVP, it was, something like I couldn't imagine. So I work hard, and I'm starting my journey as a Microsoft student ambassador for 2 years. And once I was student ambassadors, it helped me, to create communities where I can share my knowledge and where I can talk to a different student for international countries. And during my journey as a student ambassadors, I've been connected with different people. So each people give me, this passion to continue learning and to continue to share my knowledge. And in December 2023, so I decided to get my opportunity to become a Microsoft MVP. And I couldn't imagine that in January 2024, I get my notifications that, hey, congratulations, now you are Microsoft's MVP. And as I'm MVP, Mark, it's like, it's not like only a reward, but it's like a testimony for your hard work, for your faith, for your skills that you put in to help social, to help people, to help organization to achieve more. And, in my country, it's really challenging, it's really challenging because, so basically, Democratic Republic of Congo is a French country. So, trying to merge French and English, it's really challenging. So, I push out my boundaries and I say, if I can succeed, I can also succeed. So, and, in September 2024, I've got my consult contract, the UNDP. And once I was there, I've been facing challenging, because when you're an MVP, people thought that you know everything, everything. And sometimes, I get stuck and I say, wow, so what can I do here? What can I do here? Who can I ask a question? But they say, but you're MVP, you're MVP. You're supposed to know the solutions. And, because it's like my ADN, like when I have a problem, I say, no, I can't give up. I have to work very hard. Like it was not the first time, I faced this problem, like I have to do. When I face problem, I need to take a step back. I have to figure out, take a moment for rest and figure out what was the problem, how can I solve it? And, this kind of ADN is helped me to solve solutions. And today, I've finished my contract, and my employee was really satisfied with my work because I've been, driving with Power Apps, building solutions and working with Power BI for improved decision making, and conduct some training with different suppliers. And I receive a very good feedback. And, as MVP, it gave me this opportunity to be recognized and consultant to UNDP. It was really quite challenging, because it's an international organization. It's like a United Nation program. There is a lot of people from around the world who work there, and each one has his own mentality. And, as MVP, you need to take all these things together and to see how you can balance and propose people solutions.
How did you first get involved in the student ambassador program? Because that seems to be like the start of your Microsoft journey. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. Uh, mm, when I was, no, let me say, when I was 16, I was being passionate about Microsoft technologies. Like when first time when I see a computer with Windows, with Microsoft, it was something, something that pushed me to know more, to be skills more about Microsoft. And I was asking myself, I was wondering, how can I be involved in this program, in this community? Because in my country, we don't have enterprise, we don't have a organization, especially which is partnering with Microsoft. So, and one day in university, I saw on a WhatsApp group chat, someone post how to become Microsoft Learn Student ambassadors. Then I say, wow, it's quite impressive. Let me try my luck. So, and I first time I submit my candidature, I failed. The second time I failed. And the third time I said, no. I won't give up. I want to know what's going on. Why every time I'm rejected? Is it why I'm in Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, or maybe I don't respond very well to the question? Then I take a step back. I figure out. I take the key questions. I look on YouTube. How can I speak? How can I propose my ideas? And all of this kind of information helped me to prepare well my third candidature. And the first time I test, automatically, after 3 months, I got my notifications that I've been recognized as student ambassadors. It was impressive. I, I, I didn't, it was like, it is me or it's not me. Because how am I student ambassadors? Then I say, so okay, I've been accepting the program, but this is just a beginning. I have to continue the road. So after becoming a student ambassadors, once you have been admitted to the program, there is 4 milestones that you need to achieve. The first time, the first time you like a new. It's like first milestone is like you are new. This is the first milestone, and you need, for example, to complete some challenging, like reading some Microsoft Learn path. So once you are finished to read some path, it depends. It can be on Power Platforms, it can be on C#, it can be on Pythons, but it need to be on Microsoft Learn path. So once you finish this path, after that you're gonna achieve this path at becoming an alpha milestone. As an alpha milestone, there is also some prerequisites that you need to achieve, and it's among like conduct some workshop, conduct some session, build something, participate in community involving, and after this milestone, you become now a beta milestone. So beta milestone, it's quite challenging because to move to beta to gold, it really, it's like you must demonstrate how you have your leadership, your community involvement, and how you are participating in the program. So do you have do you participate in mentorship program? So I've made my best, to become a gold student ambassador, because these all requirements, I've achieved it, I've succeeded. And once I've done it, I received, it was in July I think it was 2022, if I remember, 2022, I received my notifications that I've been recognized as a gold student ambassador. Then I say, wow, it's really quite impressive. And in my country, we are 3 gold student ambassadors. it was like, a movement that we came out, and this movement, it's been like pushing, like we decide to pushing out boundaries. We need to demonstrate people like, even though you are in French countries where there is many challenging, like Democratic Republic of Congo, you can be best. You can show people like, with my skills, with technologies, it can help for you to open some frontiers where you can share your knowledge, when you can connect with different experts. And becoming a gold, it's also helped me to open my mind, to say that anything is impossible if you put your skills, your devotion, your motivation in work, to show people that who you really are, even though you are in GRC. And in December 2023, I became an MVP in Windows Insider program. That was my first time to become, yeah, an MVP. So, it was like a partnership with Microsoft as a student ambassadors. It helped you to know how program Microsoft's MVP program it works. And I've been, as you are in a Windows Insider program, sometimes you need to write some activities, like testing some new features, proposing which features we would like to see in the new updates. It was really impressive. And because the Windows Insider program was approaching to the end, then I decided to move forward, to move up to like a business applications. Then I say, how can I do that? Let me see. Right now, I'm a Go Student Ambassador. I've been experienced as an MVP in Windows Insider, and I'm a content writer. I say, let me continue to push out my boundaries. So sometimes I purchase some books about what is new articles, what is new finding, what is new in technologies, and I have particular interest about Microsoft technologies. And when I see a book, I purchase it, and I'm start reading. I try to figure out some topics and say, okay, it's okay for me. Let me write some articles, some blogs to help people to know, with these technologies, you can build this kind of solution to help people. And it was like for me an open space, because it's where I can explain myself. It's where I can explain my knowledge. It's where I can explain people how you can build solution based on technologies. Because in my country, it's really hard, organizing a session on YouTube, because it's not everyone who have access to internet, because there's a problem. So yeah, a good way for me to attempt many pupils, it's writing blogs. And in writing blogs, it helped me, many people to have access to my knowledge, to have access to some resources, to have access to some ideas, how Microsoft work, how, for example, Power Apps work, how you can combine Power Apps with Azure OpenAI services, how you can combine Power BI with Fabric, and inside adding Power Automate, it's quite impressive, because you don't have limits, I say you don't have limits, because you have a faith, you have a devotion, you have this motivation to prove people. And you are also an MVP, and all these kind of responsibilities, it gives you this strength, this strength to say, no, let me go far. Let me go far. Today I do these things, tomorrow I'm going to do something big. And all these achievements, Mark, it helps you to approach something that is new and something that is bigger.
Dynamics Minds is one event you don't want to miss. Microsoft product managers and industry leaders from all over the world converge in Slovenia to explore the latest in Dynamics 365, the Power Platform, and Copilot. Expect 3 days of in-person community connection, trailblazing insights, and a location sure to inspire our creativity. Early bird tickets are on sale now, and podcast listeners get 10% off by registering via the link in the show notes. Hope to see you there.
Yeah, this is so inspiring, your story. Tell me, how How many other MVPs are in the Democratic Republic of Congo?
Yeah, and right now we are free. We are free.
3 across all categories.
Yeah, we are free.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing, because I read, I think there's 150 million people in your country. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
It's a big country, and there's only 3 MVPs.
Yeah, that's what I was talking to you, Mark. Yeah, it's really amazing. We have like it was like a period we said we need to go very far. We need to help other people, other youth in my country that it doesn't require to be in, for example, in USA, in Australia, in New Zealand to become an MVP. You can become an MVP even though you are in DRC. You just know how to follow the skills, how to show people what you are capable of doing things. And yeah, becoming Microsoft student ambassadors is like an open door for me because it helped me to know some technologies. And as I learn something, I try to translate to other people. I try to motivate other students and other professionals who are really passionate about Microsoft. Because sometimes people think like it's like something like a mystery. They say, how can I become an MVP? It sounds like it's not possible for me because I have a lot of constraint. I have a lot of constraint. Yeah, but I show them no, it's not about limits. It's about devotion. It's about motivations. Because if you have a dream about becoming something big tomorrow, you need to prepare it. You need to work for it. And if you need my advice, I can share with you my path. I can share with you my path. If you think it's really hard for you, let's become it low level. Try to know which technologies are you feeling like you are good with it. And based on these technologies, I can help you how you can dive in Microsoft environment because Microsoft is very big. There is a lot of things that you can find there. There is different platforms, and if you say I like programming in C Sharp, I say okay, it's okay. I can show you. You can use maybe Visual Studio. There is Copilot Studio. There is different tools that can help you to improve your programming language. And as soon as you are starting, it will help you to dive in Microsoft ecosystem. And behind on that, you can also access to some credits. Like for example, you can have access to Azure. You can have to Azure AI Foundry. You can also have access to Microsoft's Power Platform. If you feeling like you want to try something new about low code, no code. And today you see, Mark, with Power Platforms, it's like a new technology that some enterprises here are trying to embrace. And you need to have some skills about Power Platforms. And sometimes I can see some people, some students say, how can I be diving in Power Platform? I say, it's quite simple. Let me show you some Microsoft Learn Power. There is some hackathons. I know maybe it can be hard for you to watch course or maybe watch a lesson in English, but just try to push out your boundaries. There is also a way for you to learn in French, and slowly you can change French to English. It's not directly, but it takes time.
Yeah. Where do you blog? Where do you post your blogs?
I post my blog in Microsoft Educator.
Do you have the URL to that? I don't have the URL, and I'd like to put it in the show notes for the episode so people can see how they can get in touch with you, because I think your story is absolutely amazing, and I think that in your country there's a massive opportunity, right, for people to get skills that are useful everywhere around the world. One thing I've seen in my career is that people that might not have any background on the Power Platform and they get it. They learn how to build a Power App, and they use Power Automate, and they start using these tools. And it doesn't take long for those tools to increase on each other, and then all of a sudden they've got a tool set that people want to buy, right? They have skills that people want to buy, and you can work all over the world. And I think with a country your size, there's potentially a lot of people could develop the skills, learn from you, learn the pathways that you took, learn how to get access to Azure and the various tools that Microsoft provide, get on Microsoft learn the training material. And but I assume that things like, is it easy to get computers and internet connection and all that type of thing for students? How do they go about that so they can have something that they can actually use to work on?
So before, I think, before, like, for example, if we can come back to 5 years ago, some resources was quite expensive for students to get it. But, to now, with this day, with evolution, I can say, with new customers, with new partners, and how technologies has been evolving, some resources are not very, let me say, very difficult to have it, because before you can buy, for example, a computer, for example, for 1,000, but today you can have it for 200, 100. So I think it depends on it depends on with a student, with his motivations, and which kind of vision he want to become tomorrow, which kind of person he want to become tomorrow, what is about his dream. And because when you want to teach some students here, you need you need to target, because it's not everyone who is really, I think who is really easy to deal with it, because some of them are afraid, for example, in English. If you say, okay, some kind of technologies require you to know English, they say, no, I don't feel comfortable with English. So, this is kind of person that you need to eliminate for your targets. And you focus on people who are passionate in English, for example, and people who are passionate in technologies. Because I've seen many students really who have been amazed what I've done. Mark, I've been amazed. And they say, wow. Sometimes they thought that I'm working with Microsoft. Sometimes they thought that it looks like you're working with Microsoft. I say, no. I'm not working with Microsoft, but I've been involving with Microsoft communities, and I've been connected to some Microsoft employees, engineers. It's like it's no mystery. And I think according to resource finance, it depends on student, and it depends on of motivations. But I'm doing my best to help each one, each one who is really passionate about technologies, because sometimes I can help students when I show them what you are capable of doing with technologies. It doesn't mean that if I'm sitting here, I'm watching a YouTube video, I say, wow, this is really amazing. How can I do this? And I can tell him, no. I can tell him, no, it's okay. You can do it. Like, for example, look, there is, for example, Power Platform. There is, for example, Copilot Studio. You can build your own agent easily. So you don't even know, like trying to find a lot of lessons, a lot of courses on YouTube. It's very, very easy. Just find the right path, Copilot Studio. And if you want a trial version, I can give you access to my tenant. And it's like a start. It's like a start for him to become passionate about technology.
Pascal, it's been incredible hearing your story and your passion. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I can't wait to meet you in person one day. I'm sure it's going to happen. And I look forward to when that does happen. Thank you again for coming on the show.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. It's a pleasure for me.
Hey, thanks for listening. I'm your host, Business Application MVP Mark Smith, otherwise known as the NZ365 Guy. If you like the show and want to be a supporter, check out buymeacoffee.com/NZ365 Guy. Thanks again, and see you next time.
Are you ready to accelerate your career in the Microsoft ecosystem? The 90-Day Mentoring Challenge, created by Mark Smith, is your opportunity to create a personalized pathway to success. Join over 1,200 alumni from more than 70 countries who have achieved remarkable results, from promotions to new job opportunities. Take it from Nathan, who said, "Since completing the 90-Day Mentoring Challenge, I've become an MVP in business applications and doubled my income." Or from Parvez, who shares, "I've never felt as inspired or energized about my career as I do now." Sign up at arcor.nz365guide.com. You can find the link in the show notes. And if you use the code podcast, you'll get 10% off.